All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So Mavis had obviously a really interesting day, and unfortunately it was a bad interesting day, right? I'm here to say, and it's something I've said across a number of my videos, all right? I am not here to be a fanboy. I've said that often. If it was bad, I would let you know it's bad. But I don't hate offerings, okay? As the swing trader who I am, I'm not the biggest fan of offerings because they tend to do some bad immediate things. Overall, an offering is not a bad thing, okay? Especially if you make an offering after a nasty run like this that takes you 4x up from $2 to $8, all right? And I sincerely believe those, and I'll get into that detail shortly, okay? With MBOT, I'll be honest, it didn't look like a fantastic day today. I think we lost like about 5%, give or take, but MBOT actually did the job today. It's still holding the moving averages that it needs to hold. We'll see what it does, but again, yeah, MBOT actually isn't horrible. And then NVOS, for real, I'm a little bit worried. And I think tomorrow should be really, really indicative of what's going to happen with NVOS. We're definitely under all the lines, and again, day after the doji is generally important in my book, right? So we'll cover all that and more, but really quickly, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself, and then when we're done up here, we'll talk about that. We'll look at and we'll talk about the MACD, the RSI, and the volume. Those are our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, if you disagree with me, I'm not here to hate on you, all right? But anything you can do really, really does help me out with these YouTube algorithms, all right? So look, let's get into it. And before I get into the technicals, I want to talk about the offering a little bit. Look, I don't really know all the details of the offering, and I think it'll kind of settle by Friday if I had to guess, okay? But this is how I view an offering, all right? I'm not saying that this is 1,000% correct, but honestly, this is how I view an offering, all right? When I make good swing trades, I don't just hold them and watch them die. I sell, all right? That's what keeps my account good, right? A stock company like microvision is really unable to profit from the fact that this stock went from $2 to $8. Obviously, it makes the directors and the shareholders all, individual money, but Mavis, Microvision, as an organization, they actually there's no more money coming in because this thing went 4x, all right? However, what you can do as a company is drop an offering and say, all right, we're going to use this price and we're going to issue some shares right here. That, in my opinion, is how a company banks. You know what I mean? Just like I sell a good swing trade, I really believe Mavis made an offering at about the height of the run. All right. And I know, believe me, a lot of people were like, hey, it's not over. It's going to keep going. We were talking about 9, 13, 21. Look at these lines, right? We're only at 8. Listen, this thing 4x'd in a matter of a month and a half. All right. Can't be greedy as a company, can't be greedy as an individual either. And I'm not going to lie, I don't mind that they did it. All right. Looking at the charts, I obviously don't like the move, right? We lose the 20 moving average almost violently, for lack of words, right? We kill a really nice MACD. We just magnify a horrible RSI that actually kind of looked like the day before wasn't that bad. All of this happened after hours and today, right? The day before, actually, day before being yesterday, right? Tuesday, looked like it was going to hold the 608 line. It looked like, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to give up the 8 moving average yet. Let's see what it can do. You know what I mean? The offering is what did this, and the offering makes me believe that we're going to lose a 20 and come down here. Do I actually think this is an overreaction? Do I think this thing deserved a 30% loss and theoretically maybe even another 25% loss if we're about to lose $1 on a stock that only has $4, right? I think it's an overreaction. Hopefully it actually doesn't go any lower than this, and I'm going to draw this because this is as close as a plateau we have, this little horizontal right here, and this line is basically 50% of both those, we'll call them big candles, right? But I'm hoping 386 is the lowest this goes. I really hope the 50 is the lowest it goes, the 50 moving average, because again, lose the 8, lose the 20, come to the 50. It would be horrible if this thing lost the 100 moving average, if this thing hit 294 or lower. But in all honesty, I'm not too sure that should happen. This 3 right here should be really hard to lose, all right? And again, let's just go back to the moving average theory, right? Like what I was hoping was just like it's hard to get over the 8 right here, and then maybe you'll come to the 20, and then maybe you'll come to the 50, and then you stay back. Like, that's what I'm hoping. I was hoping we would hit the 20 and go back up. I'm now hoping we do not go any lower than the 50 and go back up, okay? But the one things I kind of don't like, and you got to call them out, right? Wasn't that long ago, we had an RSI of 15. You can see it in the box over there. To the left, all right? After this 15, we had another one that was basically 18, 19, all right, in the higher teens, all right? And then this one, which was ugly, was in the single digits, right? So there is a long way down this RSI can go, and I think that kind of screams 386 or maybe even a worst case 335, but I can't imagine it'll lose these. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good read of the daily. What does the weekly look like? Look, again, I kept talking about this 508, right? You have 2 moving averages. You destroy them 1 week, man, just can't give the confirmation, right? And again, this is why I talk about confirmation. But again, look, you can actually see really well, and I love when I draw something on the daily and then the next chart kind of like confirms it. But I literally just drew this 386 on the daily, and lo and behold, that's where the 8 moving average is on the weekly, right? So I'm happy to see that. 340, 3, right? Like we shouldn't lose those other moving averages either, just seeing this. But I really love that happened. So that was pretty cool right there. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good review on MVIS. Hey, let me know what you think. I asked this on a comment a couple of videos ago, but hey, I got a fundamental question for the team, all right? Why does everyone believe in their LiDAR system? Like, what makes this one better than like Oust? Ouster is another ticker I've actually made some good money on. They do LiDAR as well. I believe LiDAR itself is still a ticker, LIDR. Like, is it better than theirs? Like, do we actually know their tech, what makes it better and all that sort of stuff? I still haven't listened to the earnings, man. My days have gotten so hectic, but I still plan on doing that. I will give my feedback to that, but hey, I would love the team's input for sure, okay? Great. MBOT. Let's move over to MBOT. Okay, MBOT. Look, today looks a little scary, all right? I'm not going to say it doesn't. We're definitely under this candle. I hate losing a full candle, all right? That said, look, we're still over the 8 moving average. We definitely wicked under it, but quickly came back. And I don't want to say quickly because I don't know when it happened, right? But yeah, we're still over the 8. And end of the day, as long as you're over the 8 and the 20, that's okay with me. There is a little bit of a moving average cluster happening, all right? I really don't like it when all 5 of the moving averages start to get really tight. Because what ends up happening is potentially something like Soundhound. You see all 5 are pretty much here. Like first it's wide, right? MBOT is pretty wide. I'm not going to go back to it. But then it starts to tighten up. Then it kind of still looks like it's going up, but it's still there. And end of the day, you try to go up, you go down. You try to go up, you go down. And it just, you can't escape the clusters. And I hate the clusters, all right? That said, 8 and the 20 are going up pretty nicely. And I just really, really, really want to get out of this. Break 330. Please break 330, right? Don't let these 5 lines tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, and make the cluster harder to escape, okay? Because then what I end up having to do is guess which of these 3 is the dominant one, right? And we kind of like ride it. I'll go back to sound real quick. It looks like it's the 100 that they're riding, right? I don't really know. Trust me, I've been watching and I hate them. They're really hard to guess, right? So this is still a relatively healthy spacing. I really just hope we can go up and break it, all right? If this thing was to go bad, look, give or take 230 right here, right? The 100 moving average, exactly. It's calling 228, right? But I think around 228, 230 should be pretty hard to lose because, again, you've got the 100 already right there, and it looks like the 20 is basically going to go up there in the next couple of days. But that's a nice golden cross that's actually still holding up. I'm hoping that this does a nice golden cross as well as it continues up, okay? So we'll be watching for that. But yeah, I think on the low side, we really shouldn't go much lower than, let's call it 228, 227. Really, the goal is, dude, just get over 227 and more than anything, break 230. Because if you can break 230, if you can get over all the moving averages, I mean, there's a lot of good that happens after this, because really it's just red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 a whole mess of nothing between that, right? So just get me over that line and really, really good things can happen on MBOT. And look, RSI is still not that bad. MACD doesn't look beautiful, but it's definitely still going up. At least the 9 average is going up. And hey, maybe it does another one of these little bounce things. I have no idea, right? I don't know. I'm not going to guess how this thing works, but I like the RSI. And let's be honest, volume's been the shit story, right? I had to really zoom in and get away from this day, but once we get out, look, there has been no single day that's been, maybe this one, this is the only one that's been relatively close to the 50, let alone break it, right? So just give me 5 million shares traded. And oh man, I don't need this 150. I really, really don't, right? Just give me 5 million shares and this thing can go really, really nicely, all right? Where are we on the weekly? Look, this isn't a bad weekly at all, all right? I'm basically seeing a doji. Let's see how the week ends, right? But this is a decent place for it to end, hopefully well above 50% candle, well above the 20. Maybe the week after will be the move, right? But that's a nice MACD, that's a nice RSI. We're not that far from the 0 line. So yeah, good things to like here. So good things to like. And man, the real money line, excuse me, is 6-ish. But let's not talk about 6 when we're barely at 250, right? So MBOT, moral of the story, holding the lines, doing its job, right? NVOS. All right, NVOS. Listen, we are doing nothing more than failing to break this downtrend. Literally, yesterday opens right on it, opens right on the 20, and then just fails it, right? Like, getting over this diagonal trend line is key, let alone getting over all 4 of the 5 moving averages, right? And oh, I swear, when I looking at after hours, is that what it was? No, interesting. I swear it looked like it was a doji under the line when I flashed it. Interesting. All right, this is at least telling me we're back in the cluster. I'll take it. End of the day, I'm not touching this stock under 14 cents, right? Where's 13? Actually, 13's right here. Looks like it's almost 14 and a half, because that's about 15. Yeah, 14 and a half. I think 14 and a half is the line, actually. Get me over 14 and a half, and yeah, I would consider this stock. Other than that, I mean, we're basically dancing with these 4 moving averages right here and failing the downtrends, what I'm seeing. And look, if we lose that 100 moving average, if we lose this one with the knowing that the 200's up here, we're under all 5 and it just makes 11 cents just scream. And then after 11 cents, there is nothing. It is all-time lows after 11 cents, right? So I know it doesn't seem like a big drop from 13 to 11, but every penny is 10%. So that's a 20% loss plus going into all-time lows, which you know how much I hate, right? So NVOS, man, I just, you know, I'm not here to like, I told you so but I sincerely hope that this little fake out here, because we were ready for it, right? We talked about this being a potential fake out on the last couple of videos, and so far that is what it's proven itself, right? So just be careful here for sure, for sure. Believe me, I haven't forgotten how juicy this thing looks, right? Like craziness if this thing breaks 30, right? Craziness. I'm not quite a believer we're going to 30 cents anytime soon. You know what I mean? So let's break this downtrend and then go from there is I think the moral of the story. So yeah, that's all I got on these. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, obviously, I appreciate your time so much. Thank you.